Asawa.
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 Tapos kayo.
She's just giving me the high five. What is
This is Apo Whang-od, a legendary tattoo artist and a cultural icon in the Philippines. She has been featured in different magazines, most recently on the front cover of Vogue magazine. But as I watched countless videos and read articles written about her, I noticed that there were looming questions about Apo Whang-od. First, why is Apo Whang-od fond of touching the manhood of her clients? Another is that there is no birth certificate to prove her exact age, so how come they claim Apo Whang-od is 106 years old? Apo Whang-od is also called the last Kalinga tattoo artist, and yet the locals claim that there are other tattoo artists in the nearby communities. Is Apo Whang-od just overhyped? Or a hoax? In this video, I will give you some of the amazing and quirky facts surrounding Apo Whang-od. Let's dive in. There are two reasons why Apo Whang-od is fond of touching the manhood of her clients. First, it's a cultural thing. In Japan, there is a prank performed by clasping the hands together in the shape of an imaginary gun and attempting to poke an unsuspecting victim's anus, and it's called kancho. In the Philippines, usually grandmothers at family gatherings touch their grandchildren's manhood to signify that they are already growing fast. Grandmothers would say, "Uy, lumalaki na rin ang tutoy mo," or your bird is growing up also. That feeling of surprise and embarrassment is what brings laughter from the people around. Actually, it's a dying tradition already, but not for Apo Whang-od. It's her way to break the tension, to cut cultural boundaries, and to elicit laughter. After touching, she would always say basit, meaning small. Let's face it, most of us love those green jokes, and it is a universal topic for some stand-up comedians all over the world.
Women are like dolls. If you're lucky, you get Barbie doll. If you're unlucky, you get Annabelle. I, with makeup, Barbie doll. Without makeup, Anne with bells.
Second, it has something to do with the marital status of Apo Whang-od. She has never been married and has no children of her own. You see, when a woman becomes an old maid, the bird topic becomes one of her unfulfilled dreams. And it will only end in two ways. Either she will despise the bird for the rest of her life, or she will love and yearn for it every day of her life, if you know what I mean. The oldest living person in the world, as verified by the Guinness Book of Records, is a US-born Spaniard, Br Morera, who is now 116 years old. In the case of Apo Whang-od, there is no document to prove her age other than a postal ID issued to her. The probable reason is that, given the topography and the fierce resistance of the Igorot people to outsiders, there was little or no record-keeping done in the mountain province by any government representative during the Spanish and even during the American occupation of the Philippines. The other is that her birth certificate got displaced or is missing.
They really don't have a birth certificate there. There's some group that figure out how old she is by calculating. One of her sisters got like a record of when she was born, so they just based it on that. And they say between 90 to 100. So yeah, it's not really clear.
Siyempre singkasut ni. Singkasut, itagon usana.
So it's clear. With the absence of any legal document, nobody knows the exact age of Apo Whang-od. Apo Whang-od could be the oldest mambabatok or tattoo artist in Kalinga, but she is not the last. There are several tattoo artists from the mountain province, like Amin H. Aur. I don't know if I pronounce her name right, but she is now slowly making a name for herself as a traditional tribal tattoo artist. And of course, Apo Whang-od's apprentices, her grandnieces, Grace Palikas and Iliang Wigan. By the way, if you plan to visit Apo Whang-od, don't get disappointed if all you get is a 3-dot tattoo signature.
What?
Since 2017, she doesn't do big tattoo designs anymore. This is to accommodate the vast number of tourists visiting her every day, especially on weekends. What's important is that you'll get to see this living legend tattoo artist in person and get her signature 3-dot mark. Why the 3-dot mark, if you ask? Oh, the 3-dot mark signature symbolizes Apo Whang-od and her 2 grandnieces. There are 2 things that we have to consider: mass media and the 2 key personalities. The first is the mass media. We all know how people and events can go viral nowadays on the internet. Tattoo enthusiasts kept on spreading her name and the Marites, who are so many in the Philippines. Their words travel faster than 1,000 times the speed of light. They are deadlier than the Karens of America, for they can ruin a person's life with words alone. By the way, who are the Marites?
The Marites, nature's CCTV camera, commonly known as Chismose, may maintain an Amige Pneumema, with its scientific name, Chismosis maritanensis.
Plus, the Philippines is the text capital of the world. What can even be faster than that? Definitely, the technology helped a lot in spreading the name of Apo Whang-od. Second, this in turn catches the attention of the local and international anthropologists, Dr. Annalyn Salvador Morez and Lars Krutek, who even pushed the name of Apo Whang-od internationally.
Tourists started to come in because we were writing about her in the newspapers. Through word of mouth, they've heard about these traditional tattoos and an old woman. And then, of course, there's a lot of tattoo pilgrims going on since 2008 until now.
She's the master and the linkage to the old ways.
So the question is Apo Whang-od just overhyped? The answer is definitely no. Apo Whang-od never paid or influenced somebody to promote her name. What separates Apo Whang-od from other mambabatok is her unwavering dedication and passion for her craft as a traditional tribal tattoo artist. She started at the age of 15 and dedicated herself almost all her life to it. All through the years, she's been practicing this dying tradition through thick and thin. During her prime, everybody can compare her work to other mambabatok, but the result is not as intricate and beautiful as the work of Apo Whang-od itself. Apo Whang-od is a prime example of what everyone can learn about passion, dedication, and patience. She never expected to become famous, but fame caught up with her in the later years of her life. And no, Apo Whang-od is not a hoax. Lastly, if you're a tattoo enthusiast or planning to get a tattoo for yourself, here's my advice. Go and seek Apo Whang-od now and get that tattoo for you. Nobody guarantees until when Apo Whang-od will live. But one thing is for sure, her legacy as one of the greatest tribal tattoo artists in the world will live on.
Sadu marasagata, matoya, sijaran machiran na important. Uyairu malamin tawid. Anon sa, at siya libatinan na, sa sila important.